One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. One, two. Hello, everybody. I'm tempted to say good morning, but it's afternoon now. But it's morning where we're in our head. So I'll just wait for somebody. See what I do, Jim, is on this screen here. As soon as somebody speaks, then you know that it's going out. You know. So we're waiting for somebody to speak to us, and not only are you waiting for people to speak to you, but it sometimes takes a minute for it to come through, because by the time it goes down the wire, reaches the viewer, and then they send it back. Unless we're the only people on the internet at the moment in the whole world. Stephanie Robinson, afternoon. Gord Brooks, hello, Gord. Right, we're on. Okay. I'm sitting with Jim.
Hi, folks.
Jim Drummond has played drums with me for 8 years.
8 years, yeah, it must be about that. It was Orkney Festival was the first gig. Yeah. I was depping for Ted on that. And then it was the tour, wasn't it, after that?
Yes, we did Orkney. I think we did a few little gigs around and about, but before the tour, the ill-fated Double Life tour.
Yeah, it was, yeah, I mean, there was some great points though. It was pretty amazing.
Keep things positive at all times.
Oh, absolutely. Just musically, it was really enjoyable. It was amazing. And the banter was great in the van and all that.
Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, yeah.
And Terry.
Yeah. Did you drive Sweet Pea? Yeah. All that stuff. What kind of car you got? A Cadillac.
It was great. So we're at our friend's guest house in Airdrie in Scotland, which is what, 10 miles outside of Glasgow.
Yeah, right about that. Yeah.
And this is our third session.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles from my house, something like that. So it's really quite handy for me. Yeah, it's a really nice vibe in here, and the light's nice coming in the window, and it's the sound of the room's good. The drums sound great in here. I think. My kit's all kind of extended a wee bit now. We got an extra tom now on the floor. And
what kind of drums and what kind of cymbals?
Well, the drum kit is a Highwood kit. It's a custom-made kit from Wakefield in Yorkshire. It's a guy called Gareth that makes them. So he made them to my spec, and it's old school Gene Krupa, Buddy Rich kind of finish. Vintage white marine pearl. It's lovely. And my snare drum is a snare drum I always record with Paul. It's a pearl maple, 5.5, I think, deep. Masters, pearl masters. Yeah. It's a nice, and the cymbals are Pisces. I've had a lot of them. I used to have a deal with them years and years ago, and I've still got a couple left over from the deal. The ride cymbal in the China and the top of the hi-hat there are still left over from the deal, and the other ones I've just collected to make the set complete again. But I like them. They record really very clean.
I think a lot of people think that people like you and I walk into a shop with a credit card and buy everything at once. They don't realise that it takes like 30 years to build up a guitar collection or a drum collection and a cymbal collection. Yeah,
well, I've got three kits at home. I've got a Gretsch, a 1970 Gretsch kit. I use that for a lot of jazz things. And I've got my original kit that my dad bought me when I was 15, and that's the orange kit that you've seen on the some of the other videos. That's immaculate still to this day. And it's a great drum kit. And I've got this one. And I've got some minor cymbals. I'm really into minor cymbals at the moment. I've got all the kind of hand-hammered kind of cymbals. I've got a jazz set that are just amazing for jazz, and you can play with an acoustic piano and an acoustic bass, and the ride cymbal doesn't get in the way at all. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
I think I've kicked the microphone out.
Oh, have you?
Not a microphone, a camera out.
Ah, it's going, yeah. I think you've probably can't actually see how it's placed though. The window seems to be right in the middle of the shot. Yes, the window's in the middle of the shot, folks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play in a little while. We've got a special featurette. A special.
I'm making this up as I go along. You do realise, folks, I'm just making it up as I go along, so.
That's the way we always do it, innit? I remember when we did White Mountain Road, and Ted obviously played drums, and I'd never recorded a drum kit before in my life, right? I'd never recorded a drum kit in my life. And so I'm doing this album where I'm taking care of everything, technical-wise. And I've got Ted McKenna playing drums, and it's like, I've never recorded a drum kit. And I mean, talk about setting myself up for a fall, you know. And but the the album. But of course, what we were going to say is that Ted was invited to be a part of these sessions as well. Yeah. And because I think we were kind of aiming at January to do this, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. We were going to do a double drum kind of thing, which would have been great. Because I'm Ted's cousin. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that, but we were very, very close. And I'm still really upset about the whole affair. And I've never actually spoken about it. I've not put anything on Facebook about it. It's not mandatory to do that either. Sure. But it seems appropriate because Ted was in Paul's band for a long time, and I took the gig over when Ted left, and on Ted's recommendation as well, which was lovely. But you know, he meant everything to me. He's everything. I remember him in the house when I was about 7. He would be about 17 at the time. He's 10 years older than me, so I was running about the floor like a horse or something. Galloping around the floor like a horse, and he'd a pair of drumsticks in a kind of plastic kind of sheath, I say, and he was playing on his knee, and I remember that, and I had a wee toy drum kit, and that we used to play, and my cousin Hugh was playing the drum kit, because he could play a bit of drums as well. Hugh was the keyboard player with the Alex Harvey Band, and one of the main writers with the Alex Harvey Band. So he was playing the drums, and Ted was playing on his knee, and they used to come and see my mum every Wednesday, Hugh and Ted. And it was just great. I mean, we used to have a great time and listening to loads of music in the house and everything, and very eclectic as well. Sinatra and Brazilian music and all kinds of stuff were going on in my house. But everybody loved that. They all loved that. So I remember that really well. And when I started playing, I didn't have a drum kit, and I was limited by what I knew rudiments-wise. I didn't really know anything about rudiments. I knew how to play a flam, which is the hat, which is like a grace note thing. I could only do it that way. I couldn't do it the other way. You have to really do it hand to hand. I didn't know about that then, and I could play a double stroke roll because my other cousin Johnny, he was even older than Ted, taught me how to do that when I was a wee boy.
So you've got Ted wrote you out some rudiments.
Yeah, so when I was 15, he wrote me out. He says, "Do you want parallelism like that?" No. He says, "Oh, just give me a bit of paper." So he wrote this out, and I've still got it to this day. I still have it, and I keep it. I've had it in a drum book in my bag, my gig bag, for years now. It's still there. I'm going to frame it, so I'll stick it over to the camera there, let you have a look at it. It's written out. Stickings wise, it's written out. He hasn't written it in notation, but it's stickings. If you want to have a look at that, it's really quite amazing. And I learned all of that when I was a wee boy. I don't know if I could play it all now, but it's just all part of me now, you know. But it's pretty me handwritten. There's stains in it and all kinds of stuff. But
I've just gone back to that. I was on the wrong camera, so keep it there for a little bit.
yeah, so we can see all these handwriting there.
Yeah.
Try this, try that. Yeah. Try the accents in different places, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty amazing. And even more precious now to me, you know. Yeah, of course. But it's funny, it's still in my case. It's still in the book. So yeah, it opened a whole new world for me. That drumming wise, just getting the imparted knowledge, and the other stuff he used to talk about was concept and not playing too much and thinking about the music all the time and don't just think about the technicalities and the speed and all this sort of nonsense. It was all about music. It was just all about music for Ted, really. And he had an eclectic source of information, musically and drumming wise, And he imparted a lot of that to me too, because he got me hip to a lot of things I wouldn't have got hip to pretty early on,
I think everybody knows he was brilliant, but he was actually better than that.
Aye.
Because when I don't know if people can hear us. I just said that everybody knows he was brilliant, but he was better than that. And because when you worked with him, like in the studio or on a sound check or in a rehearsal, when he was doing things that just like exercises, practicing, warming up, it was astonishing, and it just but it wasn't like bass drum things. It was much more sophisticated than that, and of course he was brilliant on the records and he was brilliant on gigs. Of course he was absolutely amazing, but like we also saw the stuff that didn't go out, the sound checks and the rehearsals and the recording sessions and the mic checks and stuff like that. I mean, he was. I always said before he died, I said for years, his playing is broad and deep. It was a huge picture, a drum encyclopedia, all the jazz stuff, all the Highland band, the drum, the Scottish band.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a trained pipe band drummer, but both of us, Ted and I, both love pipe band drumming because it's traditional Scottish military drumming, and there's three schools in the world. There's the Basel drummers from Switzerland. They kind of formulated a lot of the rudiments, and there's the American rudimental system, which is based on all the people that went to America from Europe, and there's the Scottish one. So I think it went from the according to Billy Cobham, it went from the Swiss rudimental style to the Scottish rudimental style, which is fundamentally different, although it's related in a lot of ways, and they use a lot of techniques from the Swiss, and then it went to the American one. So there's three schools. So Ted and I loved the World Pipe Band Championships would always be on TV, and we'd phone it. Oh, did you see it last night? It was all that sort of stuff. We were all really enthusiastic about the drum corps.
When we were in here last time, Ted dropped in, and we have this picture. It's like a Bohemian Rhapsody picture. So that picture was taken in this very room.
Like over here or something?
Just over there, aye, on the other side of the room there. I think I took it. Anybody who's seen the video of us doing Man of Mystery in here, that was taken at the end of that session. Look at Ted's face.
It was a pretty happy picture.
What a character. And this picture here, talk about this picture.
Well, this is my sister's second wedding in 2006, and the guy in the far right there is my cousin Johnny, that gave me my first pair of sticks and taught me how to play a press roll and a double stroke roll, and Ted in the middle and me, and that's the first picture we ever got taken together, the three of us. Oh, it's lovely. So yeah, Johnny sadly died, and we were very upset when Johnny died very suddenly. I've never seen Ted so upset actually, because there was a real legacy there with the three of us. There was a real kind of bond through the drums and the fact that we're related as well. Johnny was a really good Dixieland player, Dixieland jazz drummer. He had a really nice sense of swing, and his dad was a drummer as well. Uncle Johnny, he was a drummer in the pit orchestras and the theatres in the 1930s and 40s. In fact, my whole family are theatrical people, you know. Mum was a dancer, my two aunties were dancers and they're all singers and dancers. Hugh, from the Alex Avery band's dad, was an accordionist. You know, there was amateur or semi-professional players as well in the family that were good but just didn't do the professional route, you know. And my cousin's a singer; she's a professional singer. So we've got two cousins that are professional singers now, and my cousin's son, one of the sons, is a songwriter. He's signed to Polydor, I think he's on his third album. And my other cousin's son, he's a bass player. He's an upright bass player. He lives in Australia, and he played with Hank Marvin's Django Reinhardt style band. So he was in that for about 2 years, playing with Hank Marvin. So it's, you know, there's a lot of musical people in my family. It's pretty amazing.
So are you going to play a little bit, Jim?
Yeah, I can play a bit, yeah.
Jim's going to play drums.
Till 3 o'clock this morning.
Right, bear with us, folks. We're just going to have a bit of a changeover. Shouldn't take long. I just got to make sure I know what I'm doing, which I've proved on countless occasions to prove that I don't know what I'm doing. There you go, you see. Yeah, so, right. A wee biscuit.
A wee biscuit.
Okay, folks, just give us a moment. Jim's going to play some drums, and it's going to be